Hey guys, Roshi is here. Today we're playing a Totamite deck. What we've got going on here is Totamites. Lots of Totamite synergy and just other solid good cards to round out the deck. We'll just go ahead and get started. Kindling Carver, 1-drop Totamite, and synergizes well with the rest of this deck. This card's really just an all-star. Been playing it in a lot of decks recently because of how strong it is, but it helps you hit your power, it helps you just have a lot of velocity in the early game and create a lot of tokens. It's a pretty good card. Moving on, we've got Kato Arena Herald, and creates a 0-1 Totamite early on, and eventually we can actually make 8/8s with this, but for us, actually, the Totamite's pretty useful, and the reason being is we're playing 4 Tota Circle, and at the end of your turn, draw a card for each Totamite you played this turn, and if you're able to have something die, you can also put 5 Totamites on top of your deck, and these guys also give you a lot of velocity as you play them and then draw the card back, so it's pretty good. It supposedly could backfire if they blow it up immediately and you put 5 1-drops on top of your deck, but usually you have another one or it's not really that big of a deal. I haven't gotten blown out yet. Next up, we've got Tota Pioneer. This card also helps kind of accelerate us because of the way we have plenty of ways to draw extra cards, and getting the extra 2 power is nice. Paying 4 to give something +4 and Overwhelm is very solid. We can just use it to buff a token or something, but we do have Tota Colony, which I'm kind of skipping ahead here, but these cards kind of pair well together. Being able to immediately trigger Mastery and create 4 Totamites is pretty cool. We could play maybe Tota Pioneer turn 2, and then we luck out with draws. We could potentially play a turn 3 or a turn 4 Tota Colony and buff it and attack on like turn 4 or 5. Or, you know, in the late game or whatever. And if that happens, we get 4 5/1s with Overwhelm, and the rest of our hand gets buffed too. So, pretty solid synergy here. Rolling back up, we've got Jekk. This card's just obnoxiously overpowered. It's a removal spell, it's a body, it replaces itself. Solid card. Strange Gladiator. We're playing this because it buffs our guys, and we have lots of ways to put dudes in our hand. And it also destroys relics, which those 2 abilities combined really, this card could go in any deck, and this deck certainly makes good use of it. Next up, we've got Soul Watcher Tota. This guy doubles your buffs and doubles himself, so he creates 2 bodies. Sometimes all he does is come down and 4 power across 2 bodies, and that's fine. But other times he's draw 2, or sometimes he's create 2 4/4s if we've played a Gladiator, and sometimes he's create 2 10/10s with Endurance. So, pretty good card. Just definitely earned its place as one of our 4-drops, and we basically just want to be playing all of the good Totamites. This making 2 definitely puts it up top, because sometimes it's just 4 power, draw 2, and that's pretty great. Next up, we've got Gnash. Earlier iterations of this deck, I wasn't really playing anything that dealt directly with flyers, but I was getting my butt kicked, so then we added Gnash, and he's pretty nasty, let's just say that. But we've taken those flying matchups and completely turned them around to most games we jam a Gnash and it's just too much for them. So pretty good. You know, he is the governor of Nashville. Okay, Gnash puns aside. We've got Grodov, Stranger. This can help us ramp, but all in all, it probably just dies. It hasn't been great so far, but it will help you hit to the 8 power for Grodov's Burden, and being able to at least get some sort of value out of playing it is fine. There's a potential that we should probably replace him with Zoe, but I wanted to have at least 2 ways to shuffle our Void back in the main deck. But so far, I've yet to deck myself, so there's a potential that Zoe is just better or more removal or something else. So this is kind of the flex slot, so if there's something else you want to add, maybe cut him. Tota Circle, we talked about that. Crack the Earth is our market card of choice. We could potentially be playing a Merchant, and that might be more utility or better. But I found the 1/1s are pretty helpful. And being able to use Arc of Souls kind of cool too. So we would probably be using Aurelian Merchant if we weren't using this. But the fact that this gives us actual hard ramp, whereas Merchant, if it dies, we lose our ramp. So pretty decent. Sometimes we don't even swap stuff from our card. We just want the 1/1 to grab Arc of Soul, and that's fine. Find the Way, because we're playing Jekk, this card's pretty good. It also is helpful with Totapioneer, because it gives us just decent synergy with these cards here. On top of just, you know, you can fodder one of them away to your market or whatever. So, solid card. You can also just use it to draw 2 power, and sometimes that's what you want to be doing. So, cool card. Kairos' Choice. I was originally using the one that does 3 damage and silences, but wasn't getting too much value out of it. It didn't really matter that I let my opponent have Corrupted too often, compared to having the ability to play around stuff like Turn to Seed or something else, and also this being fast is helpful too. There's been times where, you know, I had the opportunity to bounce Gnash or bounce like a massive Soul Watcher that was about to die or get Harsh rolled away or something. Or, you know, just double up utility. Or you can just do 3 damage with it. That's fine too. We are playing a ton of sigils. More than half of our well, about half of our power are sigils. That's because we're playing Jekk. So we could potentially be playing more stuff, but I feel this is a good number. Granite Waystone being able to create extra material is nice. That's the only reason we're not playing more sigils, but even Jekk doing 2 damage is usually fine. And because we have a lot of velocity, pretty often we're able to Find the Way to get sigils, and then immediately blow them away to Jekk, or, you know, save them for later. It's not bad. This mana base is pretty good. I actually didn't really get mana screwed or screwed off a Keller at all in the games I played. Even the ones I lost pretty hard, so definitely was happy with the power base. For the market, we've got Lumen Defender. This is just for any super hyper aggro decks where we need to stabilize. Grodov's Burden is just pretty crazy. Some of our cards actually don't synergize with it, but it doesn't even matter. If you're able to like cast this, bury something, and then stabilize, you're in a really good spot. Also, you're already at 8 power. So oftentimes what I was doing is like playing one of my 3-drops and then triggering the draw card. Well, we draw the card first, and then we'd like play a 3-drop or something. And that was pretty nice. It was a really good value, good way to close out the game. if they're not playing mass board wipes, your units just shuffle their buffs around, which is pretty good, and really hard to come back if someone's just like a mid-range deck or something. Being another way to deal with relics or annoying entomb minions is nice as well. Frenzied Omnivore is the worst card in the sideboard, and I'd probably cut it for anything else if whenever I come back to this, but yeah. Sometimes you just want to kill something, so that's why I put it there. And it came in handy once or twice. Not being able to kill 5/5s without doing some work is a problem, and we may want to put something else here. Anthem of Grodov, I actually ended up grabbing this more often than I thought, because sometimes we were able to trigger our Tota colony, or even just like having a few stuff in hand, or Soul Watcher Tota. It was pretty strong, so happy with this card, happy with this deck. Check it out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you. Yeah. A little slow, but gets there.
Shot is all it takes. We trust
Buff our boys. I mean, we gotta, right?
It'll get the job done, guaranteed.
Sorry, had to be this way.
That's pretty silly. I don't know if it's good or not, but it's something.
Guess they've caught up. Step aside, tyrant.
We had something good to ramp into. Maybe this would be a good Braum deck.
It'll get the job done, guaranteed.
Yeah, we might lose a grenadine here for free, but I want to make sure we get that kill. Fishing for a power here. That's a pretty good hit. Oh my. Oops. That's a pain. So what? Their Milos hit it once and it went into the top half of our deck. Pretty brutal. Do we have any life gain in here? Not really. We can ditch a Brawler's probably not coming down. Yeah, removal's fine. We get a power card. That would take our whole turn. Thinking instead of that, we just dump our hand. Draw a bunch. We can attack too. Okay, how do we want to run this? Let's start here.
We trust in ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna overfill our hand a ton here. We can ditch Wrath and Treasure Trove.
Stone Scar isn't a place for the weak-hearted.
Let's lead off with Jekk.
Whatever you need. I love my work.
Just swing out here. That should do it. Pretty neat. We got a win. We can do that, or we can add star. Actually, we could play Gnash. Just be like, fuck flying. I don't think this card's good for us either. I'm okay with this. Yeah, we just played. No point waiting around. Well, I suppose we could have played Strange Gladiator first, but this is definitely, if we draw power, the play, I think.
We trust in ourselves.
Fortunately, though, if we can't get Grodov Stranger down and attack, and I highly doubt we can, I don't think we beat Reanimator ever. This is one of those decks that gets their game plan going too fast for us. Hmm. Amusingly, it's probably him. Oh, that's bad for us.
You'll do.
Yeah, we're just dead. Like, we don't beat that. Uh. We draw power and gets pretty good. And if we don't, this hand gets pretty bad.
grant me strength.
Get a ramp on. Now presenting your mom. Okay.
Now presenting. Now.
I'll finish this quickly.
Shadows darken.
Yeah, we kind of want him to block here.
Run him through.
Ouch. Oh, that's actually not so bad. We bother saving these guys? I think not. Hopefully this guy encourages him to block. And this is why we made that swap, because being able to put this guy back into our hand is pretty crazy. He tries to hit us with removal.
Shadows darken.
Yeah.
We hunt as a pack.
Come on and slam. The jam. I don't really know why we need 7 power. I'd rather hang on to this. Market fodder.
Winged justice.
Run him through.
We actually got a win. Gonna hit play and toss some food in the microwave real quick. I'll be right back. Alright. Hopefully I was only moderately toxic there. Grabbed myself a Yingling as well. I had Chinese food yesterday with a friend, a pal, and I am had a crap load of leftovers, so I'm happy to snack into some of those. The order here kind of matters. Okay, I don't think we play around Hailstorm here. Play the Fire Sigil in case we draw Jekk. And we'll pass it back. He's gonna grab his torch. Interesting choice. Yeah, we are more than happy to play that. Playing that first instead of the other power because the sigils are more valuable in case we draw Jekk. Let's make sure we can get an attack before we do anything so our Carver doesn't get compromised.
We trust in ourselves.
I don't think we really want to play Arc of Soul here. Not going to. If we can land this attack, we're gonna be looking pretty good. Wow. Okay.
We trust in ourselves.
Play him out because he's a 4/4. The off chance he like slams a primal power and hailstorms us. Oh, we got a win there. Yeah, we can't keep that. We need at least one time sigil. This is much, much better.
all grant me strength.
I probably played my cards in reverse order, but whatever. Tome of Horrors, huh? That's gonna be hard to beat. We'll grab Grodov's Burden for now. And hitting these Find the Ways was pretty nice here. Now we have to decide if we want removal or Anthem. Probably Anthem. A little greedy, but going for it. Fortunately, even though we're playing that stranger that provides us with a way to shuffle, we actually don't. Well, for one thing, if he gets put in the graveyard, we don't have anything to get him back, and we also don't have any way to give haste. Well, assuming everything goes the way we wanted to, we have a pretty good line here. Lots of permafrosts flying around. Once again, I played my powers first like a dum-dum. Hey! That's my card. Hey! Stop that. Ah, you violated the law. Play Kato first. Sack the token. Just kind of see what we're working with before we go to combat. Alright. We're definitely in a good spot here. Just all chump blocks. Yeah, we just end the turn there. He's gonna blow up our board. Maybe I should have played this one.
We hunt as a pack.
Well,
Now presenting.
here we are. He doesn't have lethal, but also that's not discard lethal. Try and draw a sigil. Try again.
Now,
Girl, Dove smiles on me.
now,
Girl, Dove smiles.
We have base lethal with our Jekk next turn. Unless he plays another one of those.
Step up and
Pop the board.
try your
Oh,
luck.
that's bad. I don't think we beat that. Yeah. Just jam that.
I know hidden paths. I'll finish this quickly. Watch your step.
Get the colony popping. This card's so good. Yeah, we just let him die. Also, just let that happen. We'll get rid of one of these scorpions. No point holding back because we've got 3 more coming through. I think our best bet here is getting as much value off of our photo circle as we can before it gets blown up. Just because we're playing against the Xenon list, they've got quite a few ways to kill our relics. Photo Pioneer is a pretty good draw here. We can play Pioneer, sack this guy, and then pump him, buff the crap out of our hand. Or not. White Moth's pretty good. We do a pretty good job of bogging this board down.
Whatever you need. I love my work.
All the scorpion traps are like on top. Good thing we have a lot of fodder. Or
Hunt them down.
we'd be getting
Doom comes.
a lot more pressure on us.
Rodol runs me straight.
What do we need here? I like Rodolph's burden, right? Mega power for later. I definitely think we've hit the more optimal build of this now. It's kind of cool. You get to see the whole iterative process of deck building. Like, okay, we built the deck, but we keep getting just obliterated by flying. Like, what can we add? And then we were able to take our deck that was just getting smashed by flying and actually tune it so that we were doing well against flyers and turned all those bad matchups into half decent ones. That's pretty nice.
Whatever you need.
We preserve our life. I think we need to draw a card.
I love my work.
Airmot's such a good card. And unfortunately for us, I don't think you get to trigger mastery if your unit dies in combat. But I sack, play this, discard, drop down to 4, pop up to 6, play a power. We can actually play Jekk and Strange Gladiator this turn. I want to say my math is good there. Just double check. Drop down to 5, back up to 7.
Whatever you need.
So we'll pop a token here.
We trust in ourselves.
That's pretty good for us. Nice. One card I am tempted to replace is Crack the Earth or Merchant, but Crack the Earth itself is a better card than the 0-3 Merchant just being fodder. And while it would be nice to have a Merchant to have more range of stuff we could use, I feel like just the utility of creating a 1-1 for like Carver or blocking or whatever is higher than what we get from the Merchant. I don't think our market is perfect though, but it's pretty good, all things considered.
Rodol grant me strength.
There's another hand where I think Grodov Stranger will just 1-for-1 removal, so we won't go for that. You know what? No, we're just keeping our hand. Lay out some ramp.
Strong plates, strong horns.
Remember to play Carver before we play our land. Pretty good rip. Now next turn, assuming no shenanigans, we can tribute our total circle. I imagine this guy's probably higher up on the removal list. Maybe not. Ah. He's just doing all of the things. Pretty good line. This becomes 0-3. We'll just cold play Toto Circle. Probably should have played Eros' Choice before, just to deny the war cry. Huh. I think I'll save it. Wow. Probably supposed to have played this.
Rodol grant me strength.
Which card is bad here? I like Kairos' Choice. What do we want? Grodov's Burden? That gives us an eventual out. If we draw power in the next few turns.
We struggle and grow.
Kind of get into a place where we can stabilize. Opponent only has 4 power, so that kind of limits how big of a threat he can play. Do we want a burden or a gladiator? Probably burden. A good chance he's playing stuff to like reanimate, and that would just blow us out. Or even the shift Minotaur.
Only the best for you.
Yeah. I'm well, if he's playing relics and stuff, we'll just play Gnash
We hunt as a pack.
and send it back. Save this for Jekk. It was the Gnash. The monster Gnash. Wow. That boy thick.
Whatever you need. I love my work.
Yeah, Grodov's burden should just carry us here. Everything having exalted is pretty good.
Never leave home without a good blade.
Looks like we correctly played around Reclaimer.
Sorry.
I see what he's up to. Pretty cool deck.